Hi all, welcome to the session for single logout. So I have written a blog also on this single logout. So I'm going to discuss about this only. So I'm working in identity and access management domain since last 5 years, and I have implemented single sign-on for multiple customers. So during my discussions with different customers, I came to know that this term single logout is known to many people, but they are not very much familiar what exactly single logout mean. So I will try to explain that in this session. So what is SLO? So as we have single sign-on, which enables a user to remember only one username and password, and by entering only one username and password, he can access multiple sites. So that is usually known as identity provider credentials. So once he enter one username password, he can access multiple sites wherever user want to access, and there is no need to remember 10 credentials of 10 different applications and enter them and again. So single logout is the reverse mechanism for that. So you can access those applications. So sections are there for you. Now you want to log out from these applications. What will you do now? You have to go each tab and click on logout separately. So though SSO has reduced your efforts of remembering username and password as well as typing it again and again, but still with SLO there are some efforts required to go and click on logout to kill all sessions to be protected so that nobody can hack your cookies and access it later. So single logout actually enables you to log out from any place, and it will automatically log you out from all the places wherever you have logged in. So for example, using single sign-on, I have logged in at three places: my Yahoo Mail, my Gmail, and my Facebook. So if any one of the app, if I click log out, it will log me out from all these three places. So for SLO, so since for SSO we have different protocols and mechanism to achieve this. Similarly for SLO also, these protocols enable us to perform the logout operations. But SAML 2.0, which is Security Assertion Markup Language, is providing full-fledged implementation of single logout. So it is having a dedicated logout profile, which which helps us in achieving this SLO functionality. So how SLO works? So it works like this only, as I have explained that you have accessed 4 or 5 applications and it is opened in your different tabs. So if you click on any of the apps, log out, it will log you out from all the places, even from your identity provider. It will kill your identity provider cookie as well. So, as I mentioned that SAML 2.0 is the protocol which is actually providing SLO as of now full-fledged manner. So, we will see the example using SAML protocol only. So in SAML protocol, we already aware that authn request and SAML response are the two assertions which is used to generate the authentication session or SSO session for the users. So in SAML response, if you see name ID is the main attribute using which SPs or service provider create your sessions. So name ID is come as a parameter, one of the parameter under subject. So another important attribute which is by default optional in SAML protocol for SSO in SAML response is session index. So session index is typically used to maintain a persistent value to to identify the sessions between IDP and SP. So for example, if I have opened three sessions in using one, so I have authenticated against IDP and then I have created three sessions using SSO. So how to identify these unique sessions for the users? This session index attribute is used. So flow, we will will see the flow now. So as we are aware about the SAML SSO SAML flow, SAML SLO flow is also very similar. So I have taken here three applications, F1, F2 and F3, and one IDP SSO provider. So consider that through F1 user clicked on logged out. So once he clicked on logged out, one logout request will be issued by F1. It is similar to the authn request which is generated for SSO. Then IDP will determine the other participants on the basis of name ID and session index. It will try to identify all other participants which are there, which user has created the session. So we will see some sample logout request also how it looks like. So it is like this. It is having logout request. Then it is having destination. Then it is having the my ACS URL for my server, my identity, name ID. Sorry, this is my name ID, and the important thing is session index. So this session index is going to be used for identifying the other sessions going on for these users. So using this session index and name ID combination, IDP will identify all other sessions running for this user and send a logout request to all these applications. In response, they will generate a logout response and send back to IDP. So these logout response are similar to SAML response, which we see for authentication or SSO. So these will do the logout and send a logout response. On receiving this logout response successful, IDP will also do the logout and send a logout response to the app1, which is the actual initiator of the logout. Once app1 will receive this logout response, it will check the status. It is success that all applications have logged out successfully. It will also collect session and do a logout. So this is how SLO flow works. So the other things here we which we need to consider is, so on successful logout, logout response contain status as success. Otherwise, it will contain the status as partial logout. SLO can communicate over SOAP, HTTP post, or redirect binding. So as we have different bindings in SAML protocol, all are supported for SLO. So it means it works for artifact profiles also. For different apps SPs, we can have different bindings with IDP SSO provider. Implies if I am having a federation with four service providers, then these four service providers can have different bindings used in it. For example, Yahoo may be using redirect SLO binding, and Gmail is using post binding. Session index is typically used to identify user IDP and SP sessions, which we have discussed. SLO typically work only in those environment where all SPs involved for SSO are supporting SLO. So this is very important thing. So um, this is the thing which we typically find difficult to convince our customers that it's fine you want SLO, but until or unless all the applications in your environment where we are providing the SSO are not supporting the SLO, we cannot implement SLO, because as we have seen in the flow, it broadcast logout message to all, and if one of the app is not supporting it, so it will get error. And in so if logout fails, then it's fine, it will do a partial logout. But if it receive an error, so there is no way to handle that. So at product level, at implementation level, we can handle that exception in IDP implementation. But out of the box protocol does not have anything. If you receive an error, what you have to do. So typically it works only in only those environment where all the service providers are supporting SLO. It typically works for those apps SP logged in same browser. So it will not work. So SLO will not work if you have opened two applications in one browser, for example Chrome, and two in Internet Explorer. So SLO will work for the same browser only. As of now, many SPs are not supporting or implemented SLO feature. That is why this point is there, that SLO is not, we cannot, though SLO is there in protocol, we cannot achieve it for our customers. And it is also observed that many IDP providers also not supporting SLO. So this is the main thing. That's why you will not see many environment is having SLO implemented in it. So though some IDPs are supporting, some SPs are supporting, but until unless all the applications or service providers involved in one organization or enterprise supporting that, we cannot implement it. So I think this is the thing I want to cover. I have written a blog also. You can go through that. It is there on minalshrivastava.co.in. For any queries, please write to me or subscribe the channel. Thanks.